You know that experience when you try something for the first time and in your mind and your soul you just kind of have that like, welcome to My Legit Reviews. Today I'm going to be trying out the Tifosi Optics Seek FC 2.0 sunglasses. The particular model that I have is polarized. They are wraparound. They do not have any gradation in them, but I'll tell you what they are: comfortable and effective. I've been using these while I drive for the past several days, which unfortunately I live in Michigan and it's January, so there's not been an awful lot of sunshine. I'm out here in the middle of the day. It's currently noon. I'm out here next to Lake Michigan, but I'll tell you what, I have extremely sensitive eyes, and these glasses do not allow in enough light for me to need to squint. I can just put them on and open my eyes and go. I've also been trying out the polarization of them in various conditions, specifically just to see what they do to cut down those specular highlights. And they really work very well. I was just walking through a damp parking lot with the sun reflecting straight off of it toward me, and it knocked them all off. So if you were to use this in a situation where there's a lot of reflections, then it would work super well. Right now I'm looking across the water at the sun directly on this, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what I'm staring into. It is very bright. You can see the level of squint that I have right now. It's a little bit. Now I'm going to just raise these up. Oh my goodness, I can't see anything. That was literally painful. So these work extremely well with the speculars with the polarization. As far as the darkness level, they are not incredibly dark, which is a good thing in my opinion. I don't really like to see nighttime when I wear sunglasses. I want to see what I'm doing, but just not squint. Now, I unfortunately did not have a chance to test these out with snow conditions. So I am standing next to a big pile of ice here on the pier. It's brownish, but I am going to use this as a test as well and see how my eyes do with this. So it's pretty bright, not terribly bad, but I would definitely not want to be walking in this all day without shades. Much nicer. These glasses do exactly what you would expect them to do. So beyond that, there's a couple of things about these that I thought were pretty cool. Really one unique feature, and that is the rubber inside the nose guard and here on the ear braces is called hydrophilic. Hydro, water, philic, love. So they love water. What does that mean? It means when you sweat, supposedly these things are supposed to grip tighter rather than become slippery. I'm going to test that with some spray-on water. Since it's January, I won't be out here sweating, but I can at least test them with some water that I spray on and see how it does. If you found this information helpful so far, would you please do me the huge favor of giving it a thumbs up? I really appreciate it. It helps me out a whole bunch. My shooting location today is a local favorite. I'm here on the pier in St. Joseph, Michigan. Actually, I'm on the North Pier, which is in Benton Harbor. There is the famous lighthouse that so many people like to look at. And why am I out here? Because of all the water, and it's quiet and it's pretty. A lot of people like to come out here and run, jog, kite surf, you name it. So I thought I would come out and try out these sunglasses in a real world location rather than just driving down the road. One of the things that I was particularly interested in was how do they stay on when you're doing activities, because these are kind of marketed toward being active. So one of the things that I've always had trouble with, I have a very narrow head and short from here to here. So the earpieces right here usually stick way out, and then they don't actually help hold the glasses on at all. So if you can see here, they're actually not poking out hardly any at all on my head. They're doing very well. So one of the things that I decided to do for a test, which anyone could do, is the simple look down and shake. So I look down, shake. Now they did jiggle loose in that situation, but they're not falling off. So that's normal and expected to jiggle loose a little bit. If I just do this number without the jiggle, no jiggling, just back and forth, they didn't move any. They stayed right on. they're not likely to come off while you're jogging or biking or any other activity like that, unless it has a lot of impact over and over and over, hard hitting, like, I don't even know what would that be. But these things are staying on my narrow head quite well. So right now I'm going to look right into the sun. I don't know if you can see my eyes, but they're basically open. I'm actually looking to the side of the sun. I would never look straight into it. But I'm not dying of overbrightness. So these work extremely well. They have the hydrophilic thing so they don't fall off, whatever that thing is called. They wrap around really nicely so you don't see any of the frame whatsoever. They have a warranty that guarantees their product is good. So for the price, which is escaping my mind at the moment, I'll pop that on the screen. I think they're well worth it. I'm gonna run, it'll be bouncy, but you'll see what the shades do while I'm running. Nothing much. They didn't move. I like it a lot. You know that experience when you try something for the first time and in your mind and your soul you just kind of have that like, that's what I felt when I put these shades on. And it wasn't because of what I was seeing through the lenses, it was because of what I wasn't seeing, which is a frame in my way. So for those of you that use that style of lenses all the time, no big deal. But for me, it was a really big deal. What about cleanup? So far, I've only smudged these twice, and I used their little bag that they came with. They came with this little doodad with some drawstrings. I used it to wipe the lenses. Not sure if you're supposed to, but that's what I did. And it came off immediately. So they may have some sort of a treatment on there to resist oil. Not exactly sure, but it cleaned up nicely. One of the things I want to know about these is, do they float or not? I'm here at my backyard micro pond, and let's check it out. Hey, they didn't sink. All right. It's iced over. Let's use my giver gloves and poke a hole in this ice and see what we can do here. Find out if these things float. All right, in we go. That's a definite no, they don't float. But now that they're all wet, let's see what that's like. They beat it up pretty well. And I do have water on the nose and the earpieces. And this is the test where I find out how well they stick when they're wet. And yes, it actually seems to be holding better than when I did that same test when they were dry. So that's a go on that one. Another question that I have is, what about with things such as over-the-ear headphones, like these aftershocks, now renamed to shocks? Let's check that out. Put them on. Let's see how that works out with the sunglasses. It feels a little like doubled up there. I don't think it's going to make them fall off. It's not going to impede the headphone operation at all, so that seems to be working quite well. There are a couple of other factors to consider with these glasses. Are they UVA and UVB? Yes, they claim 100%, so that's great. What about the amount of sun filtration? There are 5 filter categories, 0 through 4. These are labeled as 3, which says that they block a lot of sun glare, which I think is true. They do block a whole lot of sun glare. Okay, how about the water spots? You can see that there's still some wet drops on there, but I did get it to where it's kind of dry in some of the spots. This is very difficult to show, but they did spot up, which is to be expected. I have hard water here. That's what the water is that's on these. Let's see what happens when I wipe them. I can barely even see the water spots on these. Yeah, it wiped right off. Nice and clear. All right, what about when you just want to pop these off and hang them on your shirt? What are they going to look like? They're kind of a bulbous thing sticking out. That's to be expected. My go-to shades for the past 2 years have been the brand Shady Rays. They are also polarized. And having nothing to do with the brand, the frame shape that I chose is that square one. So I've been used to that, and when I put these on, I immediately could tell that I had full field of view, all the way through my peripheral vision over here. I'm still seeing through the sunglasses all the way over there and down here, and I'm not getting reflections up in. So I really like that about these, and I will be switching to using them immediately going forward. Full disclosure, Tifosi did supply this one pair of shades to me at no cost to me for my objective review, which is what I am doing right now. But I keep one pair of shades in my car and one pair of shades in my wife's car so that I always have them and didn't accidentally forget to bring them with me. So I'm going to be buying another pair of my own at my own expense because I like these that much. I think you'll like them too. Thanks for swinging by Mileage Reviews and spending a few minutes with me to check out the Tifosi Optics Seek FC 2.0 sunglasses. If you've appreciated this review, give me a comment below, let me know what you like. And if you want to see more gear reviews and other reviews like this, give it a subscribe. We'll see you next time.